Yes, sign me up to get it. Hey, howdy, hello people from my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 to my birth story video. I know it's been a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I really haven't had the motivation. A lot of stuff has happened, but here I am. My boyfriend will be joining us soon, like he did last time. We're talking back here. I don't know if he's gonna want to be like actual physical in that. Speak of him, hello. He's standing there like this. Alright gamers, now that we're back from finding lost artifacts, we have a special guest. Are you ready?
Kind of very, the big word.
We left we left off on the big word, the big mama.
Cesarean. Why is that every time?
We left off on that big mama right there. So the nurse walks in and she says, what, baby?
Yeah. You're not dilated. Still at 3. And that we should start thinking about c-section. Cesarean, boys.
There was big gasp from the crowd. Indeed, me, my mom, and him were like,
and we all
violin stops. Music stops playing. Everything. We were all very upset. We cried for like the next, hour pretty much until it happened. I was absolutely terrified. I started hoping, praying, manifesting a lot more, just really wanting, pretty much a miracle to happen, yeah. And, well, the big scary thing was gonna happen regardless, because it was a growing experience that I needed. So we had finally decided, I feel like about like 30 minutes after like crying, that I asked my mom, like, because I genuinely did not know what to do. I was terrified. There were a million things going through my head. I could not have made that decision on my own at all, honestly. And so I asked my mom what she would do if she was me, and she said that she would go ahead and have it so that if anything happens, we don't have to have an emergency C-section that's all rushed and like, things could go wrong. Things are more likely to go wrong because everything is rushed and, it's an emergency C-section. So before anything like that started happening, I was like, yes, sign me up to get gutted. We called one of the nurses, I think either came in or we called one of the nurses in, and we told them like, hey, we've decided to have a C-section. She was like, okay, great. I'll tell the doctor, we'll get all this stuff ready to come get you prepped and everything, because, they gotta shave you. Yeah, make sure you ain't got no hair there where they're gonna cut. They give you a bunch of medicines too. They give you like like acid reflux sort of medicine, so like a bunch of stuff like stomach and gas medicines, so during the surgery like your intestines and stomach isn't like messing anything up or doing anything weird, or you don't like suffocate, I guess. I don't know. As like they're doing all that to me, they're giving me my hairnet and everything, my mom had just sat there and looked up, so I just started looking up so much stuff about C-sections and everything to know about it, especially while I was back getting my spinal, because when you go back to get your spinal tap to like right before they lay you down and cut you open, your person who you choose to be there cannot be there for that, so they bring them in like right after you get that in, pretty much, because as soon as you get that spinal block, you're going numb and they're getting ready.
And let me tell you, the anxiety me and her mom had sitting there waiting on the nurse to come get me and tell me that they're ready for me to come back there was awful.
Because he had to put on scrubs and everything, and like she had brought him to him before I even went back. So it was just kind of so much anxious waiting. Like that's what this whole process was. Everything's good to go. They're like, hey, we roll you on back, and like this process is probably about like 30 to 40 minutes. It really wasn't that long, and it didn't feel that long. It kind of felt like an eternity. After I'd already made peace with the situation, I got very anxious. I remember the heavy feeling of just wanting it to be over with. Like I was getting so uncontrollably anxious. I calmed myself down. Finally, I managed to calm down a little bit. I told them that I was feeling like that, and my mom and boyfriend helped me calm down. Thanks to them, blessed, I love them. And you know, then they wheeled me on back, you know, they wheeled me through these big metal doors that actually really aren't far away. Like my room was right here, then there was like this little desk thing, the little hall desk right outside, and on the other side of that there were the big metal like doors where you go into the scrub room, and then they had big metal doors in them to the OR. Then we're in this just really white room. It's like honestly a pretty small room with like 3 people in it, like one like in Toolstone, and like the nurse, and one of the ladies who's like the nurse that walks me through everything. She was super friendly, super nice, and like she was very good at taking care of me and calming me down. So then they pretty much just get me up onto the bed, you know, show me the position, show me how I'm needing to like be and lay hunched over and what not to do, and how I need to be like backwise, because if anyone's had one, you know you have to have your back a certain way so you don't mess it up, and so that it works correctly. And there was even more anxious waiting. Let me tell you why. Because they had to find another needle. They had to get another needle like transported from another part of the hospital in, because they didn't have it. So that took like 15 minutes. I was sitting there on that table just like, I was honestly terrified that whole time. I was super scared of the spinal block, and it really wasn't that bad, honestly. It felt weird at first, and then I started not to be able to like, you know, feel anything. As soon as he was done, they were picking my legs up, swinging me onto the table, strapping my arms down, because like I was already going numb. Like my legs were so heavy, like pretty much immediately after they were done putting it like just pulling back away from me. You know, they were picking my legs up because they were feeling like rocks, and I was I wasn't gonna fall, but like I totally could not move. And then finally Tyler is able to come back there with me, and you know, I am starting to, you know, shake absolute uncontrollably from the spinal block. That's one thing that they don't tell you. And like I kept asking, you know, if it was normal, and she kept saying that yeah, it's totally normal. And like I hated it, because my whole body, I was just going like he thought I was scared. Like when he walked in, he thought I was absolutely, like I was shaking because I was absolutely terrified. No, I could not. I just
I walked in there, I'm like, you good? She lets out the biggest smile, and it's just like, hi, I'm great. It's just the medicine. And I'm just like, oh, alright.
Because I had like made peace at that point. I was like less terrified. I was trying to calm myself down, because you know, like, you know, I can't control it. It's happening. All I gotta do is, you know, work with what we got. Work with what we got served up on the silver platter. You know what I mean? The wife said, this your dish, and I was like, I don't think so. And they were like, I think it is, sweetie. And then pretty much, you know, it's self-explanatory. They get to gutting me. She's saying that there's going to be a lot of pressure throughout the whole entire thing. She was warning, you know, you're going to feel a lot of pressure, and then like, you know, they're pulling him out, like you're going to feel a lot of pressure. I never felt absolute anything the whole entire time.
They're talking about crowning, and Kate's face is just sitting there kind of like zoned out, and then all of a sudden she's saying, he's out, and she looks at me like, wait a minute.
What?
And of course, you know, he hadn't cried yet. It takes him a second. But
so I asked like if he was okay, because I was like, I don't even cry. And then literally right after I asked that, he went literally just like that, coughed twice, and then screamed his little lungs out.
He had the healthiest little lungs.
Beautiful little lungs, passed all of his APGARs, like 10 out of 10, good to go. He was born at 36 weeks and 4 days. Yes, sir. He weighed 6 pounds and 5 ounces at his birth. You know, I'm like, holy crap, man. That's my baby. Like, it was making me absolutely so incredibly happy just to hear him. And then they put him on me, like pretty
Hold on.
almost.
When they first picked him up and like out, they like held him up to her, and she got to kiss his little hand.
I got to kiss his little hand, like through the little like sheet that they put up to separate, you know, you from your gutted stomach, and like it was so adorable. And they took him away and did all his little things, and they brought him
I
back.
went right over there with him. I didn't leave his side.
Didn't leave his side the whole time. For them setting him on me and me just crying and like not believing that it was real. Like I kept like being like, oh my gosh, you're real, and like just kissing on him and like singing to him. And it was just like we were both crying and like I'm gonna cry thinking about it.
And we have pictures that the nurse that was talking us through everything took of us sitting there with her holding him.
I feel like I'm a 3-parter because I can do what I want. You know what that means, bitch? That means that it's Versace and that you're not getting any more information about the video. So you heard it here,
Burger
folks.
King.
We don't let me do my own trophy. So you heard it here, folks.
Your first.
I'm gonna make a part 3 that's talking about like our stay after, because a lot happens there. I wanted this to kind of be like a little short video, like, hey, howdy, hello, ranchers. So I wanted to talk to you guys. I really just wanted to like film. I hope you guys are having an amazing, blessed day. I hope you continue having an amazing, blessed day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun jazz.
Look out for the next video.
Yes, look out for the next video. Check out the description box. Gang, I'll see you on the other side.